my kitchen. And as you can tell today by my cute beret, today we are going to make a very French dish. One of my favorites is ratatouille, and it's ridiculously good. So let's sit back and relax as Miss Kellie takes you through this very, very simple but delicious recipe. To begin, we start off with the very freshest ingredients. So we will need an ail, which is a garlic. We will need an onion, some tomates, a courgette jaune, which is a yellow squash, a zucchini, because that's what we call it in French, a zucchini, just like you in America, a poivre, which is a bell pepper, and a beautiful, beautiful aubergine, which is an eggplant. And we need some sel, salt, poivre noir, some pepper, and some olive oil, and a few herbs to make our dish very, very delicious. It'll be très magnifique. Let's begin. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep this little aubergine. So we're going to cut off the top and the bottom. And we're going to save that to recycle in our compost. Then we're going to cut it into rounds, just like this. Nice big thick slices. And they should look just like this, nice beautiful rounds. Then on a surface, we're going to have some paper towels, and we're going to take our kosher salt, and we are going to just sprinkle it all on the paper. Papel is Spanish. I'm going in and out of my accents today. I don't know why. So we lay them down just like this. And then we are going to sprinkle again with some sel on the top. The sel is going to draw out all of the moisture inside of the aubergine, and it's going to collapse the shells, and then you will be able to see in a few seconds how it will start to sweat. And that's what we wanted to do. We want to sweat to pull out all of the bitterness, and then we can rinse them off, and then we can put them into our pot. Again, I'm going in and out of my accents. Okay, so we have our zucchini next, and it's in rounds, and then we're going to cut it into fourths. Just like this. They should all be quartered. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm also going to do my yellow squash. All right, all of my squash is cut, and the most important part is they all are uniform in size. So you want to make sure that they're all uniform. I have my tomatoes, and they're all cleaned and ready to be cut. So remember, when you cut tomatoes, you want to turn them upside down on their tummies. And we are just going to quarter them like this, because they're going to break down and make a delicious, juicy sauce in our ratatouille. This dish is about the prep work. So I've already prepped some of my bell peppers, which are yellow and orange, and I'm going to do a little bit of red, but you can just do one color, but I like to add a splash of color in my ratatouille. So I'm only going to do one side to show you how to cut one. So you slide it down the side, and then you cut it in half. Then you're going to run your knife along the inside, because the white part is bitter, and nobody wants a bitter pepper. You take your knife, nose down, and slide, because we're going to make a julienne cut. Long and thin, julienne, just like that. So let's do it again, nose down, long and thin, julienne. Once we have our julienne cut, then we are going to lay it on its side. I'm going to give it a quick dice. and into our red bowl. There you have it. One pepper, all chopped up and ready to go. Okay, let's look at our little eggplants. Oh, they're dripping water. And if you come closer and look right here, you can see the wet sweat marks. And that means the salad was doing its job. So I'm going to put them right here into a colander. And I'm going to wash them off. And so they'll be ready to prep and put into the pot. Cut them in half. Cut them in fourths. Stack them up to make it go faster. And done. Voila! Très magnifique! We have everything, our mise en place all together, so we're ready to cook. We have our aubergines, our conjures, our tomates, our mocha, and our onion and our ail, and we have our herbs, our oregano, and our thyme, and our olive oil, salt and pepper, and a little bit of Lawry's seasoning salt because we're in America, so we do as Americans and put a little bit of seasoning salt. Voila, we're ready to cook. In a pan, we're going to put our olive oil in. It's on medium heat, and you're just going to get just enough olive oil to cover the very bottom. It's about a 1/4 cup. Then you're going to add your onion and your garlic. And of course, a little bit of salt and pepper. We are going to saute until the onions are translucent. That means they look nice and clear. The next thing to go in is our pepper. And we are going to stir and saute. Again, we're going to layer with salt and pepper. Always layer the flavor. In goes the zucchini and the yellow squash. Very important right here to stir and saute so they soften. Of course, we're going to add the salt, the pepper, and right here, a little secret, a little bit of dried herbs. I have oregano and thyme. I'm going to put it in my hand, enough to fit in the palm of your hand, and rub to release all of the oils and the fragrances of the herbs, and stir. In goes the aubergine. A quick stir to turn up all the flavors from the bottom to the top. And my American spice, some Lawry's all-purpose seasoning. The aubergine will soak up all of that flavor. Everything is nicely coated. Looks very, very beautiful. All of the colors married together. We are going to put in our tomatoes And this is what's going to make it super, super juicy. So we want to make sure we stir those in very well. And I am going to add in my last little bit of fresh herbs. I've got some fresh oregano. You can still use the dried if you like, but the fresh are nice. And then some fresh thyme. Let's see if our cameraman can get a dry picture. Oh, look, so nice. Smells so good already. All we're going to do is we're going to put on the top and we're going to let it cook down for just a few minutes, about 15, and then we're going to turn the heat down and let it cook for another 30 minutes. We'll check back in a few. So, ratatouille is definitely a vegetarian dish, but because I live with Americans, I'm going to put in some sausage. So I like to use Italian sausage. You don't have to use sausage at all. I just have a hot pan. I'm gonna drop pieces of sausage all inside, and I'm gonna cook it into brown, and I'm going to add it into my ratatouille later just to minty it up. Come look! Oh, look, it's all bubbly. And now the juices have come up, so we're gonna give it a quick stir. Cover the pot, and now we have another 20-30 minutes until it's all done. Let's take a look at our ratatouille. Oh, it's nice and soft and beautiful with all these different textures, which is perfect because traditionally ratatouille was a peasant's food. It was not like the little mouse on TV who made all the beautiful dish, which was a Thomas Keller dish, which was from a very, very high-end American French chef. But it was a simple one-pot dish. And so now we are going to take our sausages that we made, and we're going to put them in. Now, this is very American. Not necessarily how ratatouille is, but we like it with a little meat. So we're going to put it in, and then we're going to let it simmer just a few more minutes done to put all the flavors together, and then we're going to serve it out piping hot with a little bit of cheese, because that's very, very French. All right, I've got my nice crusty French bread ready to go with my dish. Let's take a look. Oh, awesome. So let me put it in. We're going to ladle it up in our bowl, just like so. Sometimes I serve this over easy as 1, 2, 3 rice. I'm going to use a little bit of cheese because it would not be a French dish without some cheese. And très magnifique! There's our ridiculously good ratatouille. Let me take a taste. I hope this recipe accents your culinary repertoire better than my accent. See you next time. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.